When you look at this, you see a kid. When I look at him, I see a psychopath.
So on Sunday, September 8th, 2024, 17-year-old Collin Griffith called 911 right after 6 p.m. And when he called, he told the 911 operator that he and his mom had gotten into a very big fight. He claimed that his mom, 39-year-old Catherine Griffith, had chased him around the house with a knife. Now, according to Collin, in the middle of this chase, she tripped, she fell over, and she accidentally stabbed herself in the neck. And Collin's exact words with this were, "I've had a very, very long fight with my mom, and she fell on a knife. She's bleeding from the neck." When the police officers arrived, they really expected to find a 17-year-old kid who was just inconsolable. I mean, he just witnessed his mom accidentally stab herself in the neck and bleed out. But Collin wasn't inconsolable. He was actually the complete opposite. He was calm, he was cool, collected, unbothered. And this was all despite the fact that he was covered in his mom's blood. He seemed like he just didn't care. And things got even weirder, because when the police asked Collin what happened, his response was, quote, "I know my rights. I want a lawyer." He wouldn't say anything else to the police. Turns out, this wasn't the first time that somebody close to him had gotten hurt while they were alone with him. See, back on February 14th of 2023, police in Lincoln County, Oklahoma also received a phone call from Collin, and he called 911 saying that his dad, Charles, had been chasing him around the house with a knife. Sounds familiar? Well, Collin said that his dad cornered him in a room. So because of that, Collin had no other choice but to grab a shotgun that was nearby, and then he shot his dad twice. Once in the head and once in the chest. When the police officers arrived, Charles, his dad, was long gone, but Collin claimed this was all self-defense. However, the police, they weren't so sure. And there's not much information about this incident, but basically, the police were claiming that the evidence at the scene didn't quite match up with Collin's story. So the officers at the time tried to question Collin so that they could get a better picture of what really happened, but Collin wouldn't talk to them. Almost immediately, he asked for a lawyer, hired a lawyer, and refused to talk to the police. So police officers in Oklahoma were pretty sure that this whole thing was not self-defense. However, they couldn't find enough evidence to prove otherwise. So in the end, any charges against Collin were dropped by March of 2023. And then he was sent to Port Charlotte, Florida to go live with his mother.